Sandeep. So as we already done our VNet pairing part, we already done side to side pairing or VNet to VNet pairing or the global VNet pairing or cross account pairing. We already done this lab and good understanding with the VNet pairing. We are able to do peering connection between the two different virtual networks. Got it? Hello.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah. Is it clear? We already done this part, VNet pairing. Okay. Now come to the VPN gateways. Okay. How it is come into the frame. So let's see into the paint. So before VNet pairing.
You are repeating yesterday's session only, right?
Yes, yes. So before VNet pairing is a concept of Microsoft Azure. Okay. We only able to do VNet pairing through the Microsoft Azure. But VPN gateway connection use the Ipsec VPN protocol. Okay. So as you can see in the Azure portal, if I go through it in the Azure virtual networks, okay, if I create one network here and we can easily, if I can create two virtual network here and we can easily connect both the virtual network between each other through the VNet pairing. Okay, so right now we are going to create gateways. So gateways is nothing but a gateway is nothing but a way to enter or exit from a network through the public IP. So let me draw the diagram. Our previously VPN look like that. Like here is your first virtual network. Virtual network means your private IP. Here private network, and here is one more your private network, and we are able to do between pairing through the Microsoft Azure. Okay, so right now we are going to do virtual network. Here we create a virtual network into different location and attach the gateway with that. Okay, and here also same as it is. Okay, so now we are going to transfer our data through the gateways, not go through the directly. Here VNet pairing use the Microsoft Azure mechanism in the background, but here it is use the IPsec VPN tunnel. So as you can see, I have some example of IPsec VPN. Let me go through the images. Yeah, as you can see, the gateway traffics, it's work on the spokes and hub. So here is the Azure VPN gateway. It is the VPN gateway, and you can communicate between your on-premises or the virtual other VNets or also the VPN client through the IPsec VPN. And also I have one more. Let's see into just this one. No, give me a minute. Yes, this one. So as you can see, through the VPN gateway, we can access our Microsoft Azure cloud infrastructure or private subnets from different locations, from on premises also, or also the multiple locations through the IPsec tunnel. IPsec tunnel use a public IP to communicate between each other. It uses the public IP on the VPN gateway. VPN gateway required a public IP to access to access outer network, and it's established communication between your both private IP. Means if it established a connection between this IP and this IP, and it also established a connection between this IP and this IP. This one IP. Got it? Sandeep and Ghosh, is it clear?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the drawing once. Okay, as I already see that we are going to make connection between that. Now we are going to do lab of that. Okay, how to make connection between that and how to create connection between. Okay, so suppose right now I'm going to create, suppose this is my account, or I am in the same subscription or maybe in the different. Okay, in my account I have multiple regions, but right now I am going to select only 2 regions here. Suppose this is my region 1. I write it here what I select in the Azure panel, and this is my another region. Okay, so let's go to the Azure panel and create a virtual network first. So I'm going to go to the section and go to the home section. Now I have to create one virtual network. Click on the virtual networks. There is no network right now. Yes, there is no network right now. Now click on the create button. Here I'm going to select the resource group RG01. Yes, this one. And instance name VNet 01. This is my virtual network 1. I'm going to select region. First one I selected South India. Okay. And now next for the IP addresses. Address is I'm going to select 20.0.0./16. Sorry, we can go through with this IP 192. Generally in India we use this private IP addresses 192.168.0.0. This is the address space, and also we create the subnet here, VNet 01 SB subnet 01, and here we give the subnet range /24. Okay, now click on the add. Yes, now review and create. So one network is created. Let's fill as it is in the paint. So it is in the South India region. South India, and here I create a net. Here I create a network. Suppose this is my one virtual network in the South India, and virtual network IP is 192.168.0.0. /16. This is the IP pool. Okay, and this is also the VNet1. VNet1. Okay, and in VNet1, yes, it is now validation is passed. Now click on the create button. Okay, deployment is in process. Let's create the same thing for the other VNet. Let's create the same thing for the other VNet into different region. So let's go to the Azure panel, click on the home, and here I'm going to create a resource again. Sorry, create a virtual network, and in this virtual network, click on the create button. Now select the another resource group. Yes, RG02, and here I enter VNet 02. I'm going to select this one into the uh, Australia region or maybe the Switzerland. Let me select the, yes, I'm going to select the Japan East. Okay, so I'm going to connect with South India to Japan East region through the connections. Now review and next for the IP addresses. Yes, same. Click subnet. Now, first add the IP addresses here. Here. So I'm going to select in the Japan 172.16. Yes, this one, and create the subnet VNet 02 SB02 and give the subnet range here 192.172.16.1.0/24. Review and create. Yes, so our second subnet is also created. It is into the Japan region. In the Japan East. Japan East, and here I create one virtual network. Series is 172.16.0.0./16, and this is the VNet 02. VNet 02. Now click on the create button. Okay, deployment is in process. Let's create virtual gateways here. Suppose this is one gateway here. Now we are going to create gateways here on the virtual network. Yeah, suppose this is the gateway. Now we are going to create gateways here to enter or exit from a network. Okay, so let's go to the Azure panel once again and go to the home section. Search here for the virtual gateways, virtual network gateways. Okay, this one. Now click on that. As you can see, there is no network gateways here. Now click on the create button. And select the name. VNet 1 gateway 1. Okay, and select the region South India first. South India. Okay, this one, and everything set as default right now. Okay, we will discuss in further what is express route, VPN, route based or policy based. Right now, everything set as default. Now we have to select the virtual network here. So virtual network in which region? South India region. Okay. So when you drop down this, VNet 01 is automatically come and it automatically take the subnets and the IP addresses, all the things. Okay. Now we have to also give a public IP addresses here. As you can see, network gateway always require a public IP address. Okay. So it's required a public IP address to communicate to other network gateway. Now we can copy the name as same as it is, IP1, VNet gateway 1, IP1. Now review and create. Okay, so as you can see, virtual network gateway is going to be created, and the virtual network is VNet 01. Gateway is this, gateway subnet is another, and route based. Click on the create button. So gateway 1 is created. Now write it here. Gateway 1 is created. Okay. Now create another gateway. Go to the home section, go to the virtual network section, and now create on the button virtual network 2 gateway 2, and yes, this is the name, and Japan. We have to select the proper region. Japan East. Yes, this one. And once I click on that, yes, VNet 02 is here. Now we have to give the IP name VNet 2 gateway 2 IP2. Yeah. Yes, it is in the Japanese, and now everything set as default. Availability zone, we can select also the availability zone 1, 2, 3, and we can select this one to zone redundant to reflect this into the multiple zones. Okay, now select everything set as default. Review and create. So gateway 2 is also going to be created. Now write it here, gateway 2. Okay, so now we are going to create 2 virtual machines here. Suppose VM1, VM2 is here and VM1 is here. So now we are going to try to communicate between each other through the private IP. Okay, we are trying to communicate. We are trying to take RDP from virtual machine 1 to virtual machine 2 through the private IP. Let's see it is accessible or not. We are not making connection between that right now, but we will do first. Let's check it is connected or not. And okay, so let's go to the Azure panel and create two virtual machines for VNet 1 and into the VNet 2. Now go to the section, go to the home button and create a create a resource. In the resource, Windows Server 2019, resource group. We have to select the resource group RJ01 for first, VM01, and we have to select the region. So our region is South India. Yes, South India, this one, and Asia Pacific, South India. Now everything set as default, or you can now next disk. Next for the networking, it will automatically select your virtual network and custom virtual network in that particular virtual network. Now review and create. So VM1 is going to be created. Let's write it here, VM1. This is VM1. Yes, review and create. Now click on the home button and create another VM, create resource and data center. Yes. Select the region RJ02, machine name VM02. Select the region Japan East. Japan East. Next for the disk and next for the networking. It will automatically select the IP addresses here. Now review and create. Validation is passed. Now write it to the paint section. VM2. VM2. Now we are going to access VM1 to VM2 through the private IP. Okay, so first let's access the VM1 through public IP, and once the RDP is coming, now try to connect with the VM2 inside with the VM1. Let's go to the Azure panel. Click on the home button. Okay, and it is deployment is in process right now. Go to the all resources. Please wait once it is created, so we are able to see. Deployment is in process right now. Please wait for once finished it. Yes, Virtual machine 2 is also created. Now go to the resources and here you can see virtual machines. Now go to the all resources. First go to the virtual machines, and in virtual machine you see there is two virtual machine, VM01, VM02. Now go select the VM01 and take the RDP of that particular machine through the public IP. Yes. So as you can see, this is my VM01. Now I'm going to connect with VM02 through the private IP. Let's go to the home section, select on the virtual machines and select the VM02. This is the private IP. Now copy this private IP and try to connect with that machine. Let's start it first. It is not running right now properly. So logically I'm going to create connection, create RDP through this one. Okay, logically from VM1 to VM2 through the private IP. Okay, as you can see, server manager is up and now everything crossed. RDP. Now enter the private IP address 1.4. So this is the private IP address. Once I click on the connect button, you can see it is not initiating the remote connection. It's comes failed. Let's wait. Okay, you can see remote desktop cannot start or cannot connect to one of these region. Okay, but if I make connection between these gateways, okay, so it will directly connect with this machine through the private IP. Got it, Sandeep and Ghosh? If I make connection between that two gateways,
Yes.
yeah, so they can each the virtual network 1 and virtual network 2 communicating between each other. Got it? So let's make connection
Yes.
between that and try to connect with the private IP machines. Okay, let's go to the Azure panel once and home section. Now, once the deployment is complete, it is still in the process because virtual network gateways take time. Some go to this section and here you can see we have two virtual network gateways. Select the first one to make connection between the other. Okay, select this one and now we have to select on the connection. Go to the connections. Here you can see on the left side connections. So as you can see there is no connection right now. Click on the add button Now give the name of that connection. I'm going to give the name like connection 1 and VNet to VNet pairing or site to site or express route. We can use any. Okay, but right now we are going to do VNet to VNet pairing. Okay, so first virtual network gateway is one which I have already in that, and we have to select the target network, target virtual network gateway. So once you click on that, so it will highlight it here once the deployment is completed. So let's wait for the deployment is completed or for a few minutes. As you can see, deployment is succeed here. Now go to the home section and let's make it fresh. Okay, go to the virtual network gateways and select the virtual network gateway 1. Now make connection, click on the connections here and click on the, as you can see, there is no connection right now. Click on the add button. Here we need to enter the connection name, connection 1 and first virtual network. Now we have to select the target virtual network gateway, second one, this one. Once you click on that, it will highlight your gateway, this one. And so we have to enter a shared key. Shared key must be same at both sides. Now I'm going to select Akshay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my shared key. So it must be same. Okay, everything set as default right now. Now click on OK button. So connection, creating connection. Same thing we have to do at the virtual network gateway other side. Okay, so now select this one, gateway 2, and make connections. Go to the connections and click on the add button. Connection 2, select another gateway, VNet 1, and enter the same key, Akshay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Now click on the OK button. Creating connection 2. Now refresh this. Okay, it is updating right now. So it's take some time, 3 to 4 minutes more to connect the status. Once it status is up and connected, okay, so you are easily able to connect with VM1 to VM2 through the private IP. So if I tried this one right now, it is not going to be connected, but once the connection is established here, once the connection status is updated with the connected status, so it will connected. Yes, as you can see, now I am able to connect with that machine. Means the connection is established. In previously it is not going to be connected, or it is not asking me the username and password here. Okay, so let's refresh this. It is connected right now. It's take some time. Yes, connection 1 is successfully created and unknown. It will take some time to update status here, 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so let's wait. But our connection is successfully established. Now I am able to connect with my machine through the private IP addresses. As you can see, this is my private IP address is here. And once I click on the region, once I open Azure user, okay. both the status is the unknown status, but it takes some time to show here. Okay, as you can see, I have successfully connected with my machine through the private IP addresses here. Now click on the OK button. As you can see, now I am able to launch a virtual machine here. Yeah, as you can see, this is my another virtual machine and this is my VM1. I am able to connect with that. As you can see here, this is the public IP of that machine and this is the private IP of my machine. As you can see, status is updated and now status is connected. Got it, Sandeep and Ghosh?
Yeah, yes, actually.
Yeah, okay. So now try with the another machine. We have successfully established connection between each other. Now go to the paint section and we have successfully established a connection between that through the IP connections. Now we are able to connect it from this virtual network to this virtual network. Okay. Now connect with the VM2 and try to connect with the VM1 through the private IP. So let's go to the Azure panel. In Azure panel, go to the home section into virtual machine and select the virtual machine 2. Copy this machine IP. Yes, public IP and RDP. Yes, now open the CMD once. Host name. If I check the host name of my machine, VM02. Now take the RDP 192. This is the private IP of my VM1.4. Azure user. Yes, as you can see, right now I am on the host name. My host name is CMD and host name. Now I am on the VM01 and if I minimize this, okay, VM1 and here is the VM2. Got it, Sandeep and Ghosh?
Yes.
Okay. So any question or any confusion here?
Fine, fine.
Ghosh, do you have?
No, Shay, fine. What my question was scenarios like this kind of IPsec pairing we will be using in older days, previous days, legacy system. So now it is virtual network pairing. It is an advanced one. So my question is scenarios like we are connecting from one gateway to another gateway, one machine to another machine. So scenario means we need to do troubleshooting in VM2 from VM1. We will connect into VM2 and do troubleshooting. Another one is if there is any slowness or checking any issue, for that purpose we will be going through this approach. So what is the exact scenario?
So advantage is that it use the encrypted form. It use the encrypted traffic to send between the gateways. Okay. So a VPN gateway is a specific type of virtual network gateway that is used to send encrypted traffic between an Azure virtual network and on-premises location over the public internet. You can you can use this gateway as your make connection between your on-premises to the Azure network. Also, as you see in the images, let me show you the images one. So as you can see, we can use this gateway. We can use this gateway to the on-premises local site or to the Azure panel. We can easily access our Microsoft Azure services through the local site using the Ipsec VPN. Okay, when we use some data to send securely on the Azure network, so we use the VPN gateway because it uses the encrypted traffic. Azure VPN Gateways connects your on-premises network to Azure through site-to-site VPN in a similar way to that you set up and connected to a remote branch office. Okay, if you have multiple branches here and you have one Azure cloud account here, so you can easily connect your two branches virtually, and also you can connect with your Microsoft Azure account or Azure resources here. So they can communicate between each other through the network or through the gateway. Got it? Is it clear, Sandeep and Ghosh?
Yeah, yes,
Yes,
actually.
clear.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to the ones. Yeah. So VNet pairing is completed. VPN gateway is also completed. Now we have only this one, express route and WAN. Express route is also used to express route is also used to make connection between on-premises to the Azure network. We will see in the further or in the evening session. Okay. So we already done this lab. And now choose the appropriate inter-site connectivity solution. Okay. So okay. Now we have some modules right now, load balancer and application gateway. We will see this module in further, and for upcoming sessions, we have already done the module 4 and module 5 approx. Okay, Azure administration. Now we have to go with the module 1, Active Directory users and groups. Okay, this is only there is only 2 sessions on that, on the Azure Active Directory. So we will complete this one. Okay, and then governance and compliance for the RBAC policy or through the Azure Resource Manager into the module 3. So we are going to use the PowerShell scripts or the Azure ARM to create the resources through the PowerShell scripts or the templates. And virtual network is also completed here. Inter-site connectivity completed. And now Azure Storage. So for in the few sessions we come with the Azure storage part. Virtual machines is also completed with all the things like extension, availability, machine planning, and all skill sets. Serverless computing we will see in the last. What is app service, container service, Kubernetes service, data protection also. We also done this part by taking the snapshots and backups and virtual disk backups. Okay, we also done this part. Sandeep, did you remember we take the snapshot and create the virtual machine
Yes.
from disks? Okay, so we
Yeah,
also done this part. And now last one is monitoring, how to monitor our networks. Okay. So almost 30 to 40% is completed. Rest we have almost module 4 is completed, 5 is almost completed, and 8 is also completed, and 10 is completed. So we have 4 modules is also completed. Now we have only 6 little modules like identity, governance, and Azure administration. And one is network traffic management, storage part, and one is serverless computing. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. So can we stop now, or do you have any question? You can ask me.
Yeah, we can start.
Sure. Thank you.
Can you share this recording soon?
Yes, yes. I have recorded all the sessions right today. So I'm going to share right now. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Do we have any session evening or?
Yes, we have session in the evening on the express route. It will max 30 to 40 minute session for the express route and virtual WAN. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
okay.